Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So this morning we are studying Srimad Bhagavatam, third canto, chapter 8, verse number 2. Where's Sagar? He's traveling? He's sick? Oh, that's sad. I hope that he feels better soon. How long has he been sick for? Couple? Today? Oh. Is some kind of flu or something? Itchy throat. Okay. Soham nrinam shulla sakhaya dukkham. Mahad gatanam viramaya tasya. Pravartaye Bhagavatam Puranam Yad aha Sakshad Bhagavan Rishibhya. Please chant. Soham nrinam shulla sukhaya dukkham. Soham nrinam shulla sukhaya dukkham. Mahad gatanam viramaya tasya. Pravartaye Bhagavatam Puranam Yad aha Sakshad Bhagavan Rishibhya. Soham nrinam shulla sukhaya dukkham. Mahad gatanam viramaya tasya. Pravartaye Bhagavatam Puranam Yad aha Sakshad Bhagavan Rishibhya. Anyone else? Soham nrinam shulla sukhaya dukkham. Mahad gatanam viramaya tasya. Pravartaye Bhagavatam Puranam Okay. Word to word. Saha, that. Aham, I. Nirnam, of the human being. Shulla, very little. Sukhaya, for happiness. Dukkham, distress. Mahat, great. Gatanam, entered into. Viramaya, for mitigation, tasya, his, pravartaye, in beginning, Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam, Puranam, Vedic supplement, Yat, which, Aha, said, Sakshat, directly, Bhagavan, the personality of Godhead, Rishibhya, unto the sages. Let me now, translation Prabhupada by Srila Prabhupada, let me now begin speaking on the Bhagavad Purana. I'm going to be doing the same thing. Let me now begin speaking on the Bhagavad Purana, which was directly spoken to the great sages by the personality of Godhead, for the benefit of those who are entangled in extreme miseries for the sake of very little pleasure. Purport. The sage Maitreya proposed to speak on Srimad Bhagavatam because it was especially compiled and traditionally comes down in the disciplic succession for the solution of all the problems of human society. Only one who is fortunate can have the opportunity to hear Srimad Bhagavatam in the association of pure devotees of the Lord. Under the spell of material energy, the living entities are entrapped in the bondage of many difficulties simply for the sake of a little bit of happiness. They engage in fruitive activities, not knowing the implications. Under the false impression that the body is the self, the living entities foolishly relate to so many false attachments. They think they can engage with materialistic paraphernalia forever. This gross misconception of life is so strong that a person suffers continually life after life under the external energy of the Lord. If one comes in contact with the book Bhagavatam as well as with the devotee Bhagavat, who knows what the Bhagavatam is, then such a fortunate man gets out of the material entanglement. Therefore, Sri Maitreya Muni, out of compassion for the suffering man in the world, proposes to speak on the Srimad Bhagavatam first and last. Namo Om Shubhadaya Shabashaya Bhaktale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Tina. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pacharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshataya. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Pancha Karpatu Bhascha Kripasi. So we're living on the Earth planet here. What are some of the planets, luminaries, stars that you know that are around the Earth here? Anybody would like to shout it out? Yes. Mars. Mars. Okay. Oh, she took the good one. I'm sure there's some other ones that you can come up with. Venus. Neptune. Saturn. Other planets? Jupiter. Pluto. Sun. Somebody said sun? Who said sun? You said sun? Nitai. Nitai did said sun. Okay. That's what I was looking for. Sun. No, I was looking for everything, but I was just wondering somebody will come up with it. I kind of got a little concerned, like nobody's saying sun here. So since probably I gave the answer here, but what is the most important planet that affects Earth planet? Sun. Yes. Sun is a planet that affects us the most. It gives us light, yeah? So guess what? Who Lord Krishna spoke the Bhagavad Gita first to? The sun god. So everybody, I'm assuming, knows that all the planets have a deity. There's a person behind each planet. That I have this body, there's a soul here, but there's a person here. There's a person who is in charge of this body, so to speak. So there is somebody in the sun planet, that's the sun god, and his name is Suryadev, and how Vivasvan, that's how Lord Krishna says that in the Bhagavad Gita. Imam Vivasvate Yogam Aham Proktavam Aham Avyavyam. Basically, he's saying that I spoke this message to the sun god first. And I was thinking while I was preparing for the class that that's interesting because sun gives us light, and knowledge is also light, yeah? That's what gives us, so such an appropriate person, so to speak, for Krishna to speak the Gita to is to the sun god. And his name is Vivasvan. And Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport of that verse that the history of Bhagavad Gita was given to the royal order because Vivasvan gave it to Manu, I think, and then Manu to Ikshvaku. So, and so on and so forth, like that. And he says, Evam parampara praptam. In that way, the knowledge was given from one to another person, handed it down. But my question to all of you is that why does Lord Krishna decide to give to the royal order? Even here we see Sukadev Goswami is giving the knowledge to Maharaj Parikshit, who is of the royal order. Yes, you would like to say? One thing that would be nice, Shruti is not here, but since the devotees here, they rotate, change, come back, like yourself. What's your name, Prabhu? Brahmachari there, right next to Kartikeya, yeah. Stephen, I kind of remember seeing you here before, and then you disappeared somewhere, and then you came back. Were you out on Sankirtan or something? I was. Oh, okay. Oh. Oh, okay, good. So yeah, I was thinking that would be nice if everybody has name tags, just so that, especially during class time, it's so nice to know the names, and especially as you get older, even if you were here and not changing, probably I forget, But what to speak about, people always coming and so like to address people with their names. So somebody would like to mention that to Shruti Sagar. It would be nice to have names there, name tag. But anyway, I forget your name. You told me that before too. Anjana. Sanjana. Okay, yes, Sanjana. Why is it given to the royal order? Yes, yes, very good. Any other input? Yes. Royal orders, yeah, or the rulers, yeah.
Because divine monarchy is the best system of government that we could have, because if the leaders looking after the spiritual well-being of the people, everything else falls in line.
So basically, by giving it to the rulers of the royal orders, is that because then they will pass it on to the citizens, and that's what they're meant to do. Any other input? Anybody like to have? Yes. Wait, can you repeat your question again? Why does Krishna choose to give the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita to the royal order or to the rulers of the state of the kingdom?
Well, because I think they have the higher authority, so I think they're would be like the most trusted to like follow the rules like from the other people around like the lower ranks.
Okay, yeah, thank you. Yes, Kartikeya Prabhu.
Because what the great man does, the common man will follow.
Yajad Acharati says, yes, very good. What the great men do, common men follow. Yes, Alex. Yes, I know Alex from doing Zoom class in Ottawa. So nice to see him in person here. He's so fortunate to be at Krishna House because there, Alex didn't have really much association. Am I correct? A little bit.
Not brahmacharyas.
Not brahmacharyas.
Wonderful devotees.
Yeah. Yes, Alex.
Yeah, I was also thinking rulers are kshatriyas and they're more so in the mode of passion.
Mhm.
and so maybe they could use this transcendental knowledge. Whereas, for example, like brahmanas, you would expect they would already have some of this knowledge and they're more devoted. So
Yes. They themselves need it, not only to protect the citizens, but for themselves they need such transcendental knowledge. Yeah, because they're definitely have a lot of Ishwar Bhava in them. So yes, Prabhu.
Thinking too, they probably have scribes available to write all this stuff down so we don't forget.
So this is a way, so by giving knowledge to the royal order, the knowledge continues. Yes. Yes, because there was monarchy. And so then they would pass it on. And so that's why it's, and sometimes like we described in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says it gets broken because of time. So sometimes that gets broken. So yeah, so the very important point is that it is passed down. They are the enforcers. And I was thinking such a sad situation nowadays. Countries are so secular in nature. And the reason they have their own reasons to do so. But it's a very unfortunate, it's very unfortunate situation that where the world is nowadays. I don't know what India was it always secular? But I remember I only studied there for a few years. And I remember books that were there, like English literature or in Hindi literature. The very first, there used to be always a poem. The first thing was a poem, and it was always about something about the Lord, praising the Lord. There was something, I don't know, but I do know now there's always still a poem, but it's about nature. They took God out of the poems. And it's very sad because whatever training is given, this is because the leaders, yes, the leaders are not giving the training that they need to give. And for various reasons, as I said, they make it secular, maybe to keep peace, but how can you have peace when you're not putting God in the center? So it really defeats the purpose. So the situation, even we're talking about disciplic succession. So in the last verse of the Bhagavad Gita, not last, but one of the last verses, Sanjaya, and everybody knows Sanjaya in the Bhagavad Gita here, yeah? So Sanjaya is the one who heard, he was telling the Bhagavad Gita to Dhritarashtra, but he was not in the battle itself. He wasn't there listening to what Krishna was telling Arjun. But because of the mercy of his spiritual master, Sanjaya heard everything that Krishna spoke to Arjun. And this is what Prabhupada is describing. This is disciplic succession. Through the mercy of the spiritual master, you get the knowledge and then you pass it on. And it's funny, in one of the purports, Prabhupada describes disciplic. Could you pass this on to Alex? It's very bad. Water. Just pass it. No. Just pass it. Pass it. Alex told me that at first in class. Oh, I guess maybe you wanted this particular water for some reason. No. I have mine. But this is what disciplic succession is. What did just now, what happened? What did I do? I passed it down. Did any one of you make any changes in the water? Did you add something? Did you subtract anything? Oh. But this is what disciplic succession is. If I had taken this water and I said, okay, Alex, catch. Do you think he would get it? That's right, all of you would have gotten it, a little bits and pieces of it. But disciplic succession is such an important part of spiritual life that it is passed down very carefully, systematically, all the way to Alex. I mean, I could have not given unless I would have got up and directly given to Alex, but no, I'm not able to give it, whereas you passed it down to him. And if you understand that's what disciplic succession is, that will help you to understand that when Krishna is speaking Gita to Arjun, do you think he's speaking directly to us also? Are you hearing Bhagavad Gita directly from Krishna as you hear the Bhagavad Gita? Yes. You are? Are you sure? No? Why do you say you're directly hearing Bhagavad Gita? Yes?
It says in Bhagavad Gita that we are Arjuna and that the Paramatma is Krishna.
Okay. That's one way. Okay. Something else? Some other reason why we're saying that? How is that we're getting directly? Yes, Nitai? Goranga Prasadam? What's your name?
That's correct.
No, Nitai Prasad? No, Nitai Goranga Prasad? I know there's some Prasad in there.
Was it?
Oh.
In a
Oh, it
way,
was
like,
Prasadam first and now it's Nitai
Nice.
Goranga?
yeah.
Okay. Okay, Nitai Goranga, please go ahead.
So in a way, said that the words of God are not different from God. So reading his words as a very
But so many people, Prabhupada mentions there's so many Bhagavad Gitas that are being translated by so many people. Why did Srila Prabhupada write this Bhagavad Gita? Does anybody know why he says that he wrote this in the introduction of Bhagavad Gita? Yes, Stephen?
The other versions of the Bhagavad Gita weren't making devotees.
Yes, that's true, very true. And so, but what does that mean? Why weren't they making devotees? And why does Srila Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita making devotees?
Because they weren't in the disciplic succession coming from Krishna.
That's right. You got that right. It is because it was not coming to disciplic succession. That is the most important thing. When they passed down the knowledge, they added and subtracted from that water that we gave to Alex. It was changed, it was emptied, it was their own ideas, their own interpretations was actually put in that knowledge. The reason, like why Stephen is saying a very important point, that because it's in disciplic succession, that's why Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita is making devotees. Bhagavad Gita has been there for years. And I mean, years. You want to know some facts? Just to have some fun? Some numbers? I'm a math person, so I love numbers. We know Bhagavad Gita was spoken how many years ago? To Arjun? 5,000 years ago. Let me see if I can find these numbers. Well, I'll tell you, Prabhupada writes in the purport, in one of the purports, the numbers, when he spoke to Vivaswan, the sun god. Oh my God. Will I find it? This is a question. Oh, I can't find it. I can't believe that. Somehow I can't find it. Maybe I didn't put it in my thing here, but it was like a long number when Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita to King Vivaswan, sun god Vivaswan. And the reason that what is amazing that it was spoken so long ago, And it continued. And you know, like Krishna says, in time, it got broken. The succession was broken. And therefore, Krishna is just so kind to us that he speaks the Bhagavad Gita again to Arjuna. But Krishna's kindness is much more than that, because Krishna knows that us Kali Yuga people are who we are, unfortunate, and you know. Anybody would like to say what we Kali Yuga people are like? Forgetful. There you are. Forgetful. What else? Lazy. Distracted. What else? Sinful. Ignorant. Oh my God, we're really describing ourselves pretty good here. Anything else? Immature and ready to quarrel. Materialistic. Yes. Disrespectful. Yes. What did you say, Kartika? Depressed. Yes. Oh, depressed. Yeah, it's like this thing of depression is going so much now. In India also, people are so depressed. Like that is a real disease. It's a big disease. Knowing ourselves in such situation, Lord Chaitanya has come to help us. And that's why we are so fortunate. We are so fortunate that Lord Chaitanya has come. Srila Prabhupada's, you know, in his Pranama mantra, it says, the second one, Namaste Gaura Vani Pracharine. You know what that means? Who knows what that means? We offer obeisances to Srila Prabhupada. Who knows what that means? Namaste Gaura Vani Pracharine. Gaura is Gauranga. So he has come here to give the words of Gaura, to give us the pastimes of Gauranga Mahaprabhu. It's such an important, for us practicing devotees, it's such an important thing that we have Lord Gauranga in our lives. And you know what Lord Gauranga did? Lord Gauranga had nothing else to do in his life but give Krishna to others. It's what's amazing, and we're talking about disciplic succession here. You know, Lord Gauranga, we know that he is Radha and Krishna together in one. So his only desire is to liberate us. And he gave us the easiest method, and that is to chant Hare Krishna. I mean, what could be easier than chanting Hare Krishna? But what's amazing about Lord Gauranga Mahaprabhu and what's amazing about Lord Krishna, they're the same, that, you know, Krishna has given us instructions in the Bhagavad Gita what to do, yeah? But he doesn't tell us how to do it in one sense. But he decided that he is going to come as a devotee to show us how to act, how to become a devotee, how to chant Hare Krishna, how to live our lives. And that's what Gauranga Mahaprabhu has shown us. This is what he has shown us from his own example. And so you know what Lord Chaitanya would do? Like when he took sannyas, and the reason he took sannyas was, again, sannyas meaning, everybody knows what sannyas means here? So the reason he took sannyas, the renounced order, so that he can give to everybody this holy names. Because sometimes, especially in India, during that time, people who take the renounced order of life are more respected. So when they say something, people respect that. Similarly, like brahmacharis, you know, you get more fact that you're brahmacharis. There's some extra respect, you know. That's not why you take brahmachari ashram, by the way. But he did that because he wanted to give something very valuable. And so he wanted to present himself in such a way that everybody would take it. So he took the renounced order of life, and then he went to Jagannath Puri. And then after staying in Jagannath Puri for a little while, he actually went to South India to do his business, that is to give the holy name to everybody. So when he went to South India, what he did was he chanted. And I like this prayer that he chanted that was so nice. It's just all Krishna. So everybody can chant together with me. Krishna, 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 hey. Krishna, 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 hey. Krishna, 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 Rakshama. Krishna, 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 Pahima. Rama Raghava, Rama Raghava, Rama Raghava, Rakshama. Krishna Keshava, Krishna Keshava, Krishna Keshava, Pahima. Wow. He went and chanted that and he asked everybody to chant Hare Krishna. Told everybody to chant Hare Krishna. What do you people do when you go out on Sankirtan here? What do you do when you go out on Harinam?
Can you say Hare Krishna?
Can you say Hare Krishna? Exactly. Are you doing the same thing that Lord Chaitanya did? Yes, Alex is saying yes. Yes. Isn't it amazing that you're doing the same thing that Lord Chaitanya is doing, that he was doing? And you know what? Amazing part is that he would tell somebody to chant Hare Krishna, and then they would go back to their village and they would chant, and guess what? What would happen to that village? Everybody started chanting Hare Krishna. And then the same people who they passed it on to, they told their friends and they chanted Hare Krishna. Who's the newest person here in this, who has come the newest? Newest in the sense, newest to Krishna consciousness. What's your name? Mayur. Mayur, how did you come to Krishna consciousness? How did you come to Krishna house? Did somebody tell you? Kartikeya. Kartikeya told you to come. So, Kartikeya, are you part of the Disciplic succession here? Yes. We all are assisting Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his mission. As long as we repeat what we have heard, we are assisting Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his mission. We're part of the Disciplic succession in that sense. And then I'm sure Mayur is going to go to UF and chant Hare Krishna there and ask somebody else to chant. Have you already done that? Not yet. Okay. You have to do the same thing. This is our business, is to do what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu expects us to do. He said to one Kurma Brahman, there was a Brahman who was, Lord Chaitanya went to his city and Kurma Brahman heard Lord Chaitanya and he was so inspired by Lord Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya came to his house and he gave mercy to all his family members. And then Lord Chaitanya said, then Kurma Brahman said to Lord Chaitanya, "Oh, dear Mahaprabhu, I'm just so attached to you. I just love you so much. I just want to stay with you. I just want to travel with you. Forget about all this. I just want to be with you. And if I want to go with you anywhere you go and inspire people, I want to be there with you." But what did Lord Chaitanya tell Kurma Brahman? He told him, "You just stay here. Stay here with your family. You don't need to come with me. You don't need to renounce everything. You're a grihastha. You have a family, such nice devotee family. You just stay here. But what's one thing you can do? Yare dekhe tare kaha Krishna upadesh." He said, whoever, Jai Shri Gaur Nitai, Jai Gauranga Mahaprabhu. Gauranga Mahaprabhu told him, whoever you see, whoever you meet, tell them what Kartikeya has just told us. What do you tell them? Chant Hare Krishna. That's what we do. And that's what Lord Chaitanya told. So if we realize that we are part of Lord Chaitanya's movement, because by Srila Prabhupada's kindness, he has given us Lord Chaitanya's, his words, Lord Krishna's words, properly in disciplic succession, then we realize how fortunate we are, and that's exactly what we have to do. And we have to please Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It doesn't stop that we get it, and that's it. Krishna house is not that we come here to Krishna house and we hear Krishna Katha and we dance in the kirtan. I get really enlivened in the kirtan, but part of that enlivenment is Jiva Doya, that we give it to somebody else. And that person will give it to somebody else. And that's how it goes on. It continues. And hopefully it will continue forever till the end of Kali Yuga. At least we're told that at least for 10,000 years this will continue. So anybody has any questions? Yes, dear. Name? Ria. Yes, Ria.
It's the backward of the word air.
Backward of the air. Ria. Yeah. Okay. That's a good way to remember. Maybe for me. Anyway, go ahead, Ria.
So I was gonna say, so I know how you said about like chanting Hare Krishna, like the message. I'm just like trying to figure out how can you like spread the message. Like what's a really good persuasive way to like spread the message? Because I thought attending the programs was like a good way of like spreading the message, like to tell them to come and then they actually understand the message of the chanting Hare Krishna. But like I've only done that for like been trying to do that for a couple of friends, but I'm not sure how I can do it. But I don't want to like, convert anyone or anything, but like I want to like at least let them at least know about it. I do know how to like be interested in doing it, but just I just want them to hear. Like I have like a couple of good strictly Christian classmates, so I just want them to have a little experience. Like I've experienced their church before a project I did in spiritual class. So yeah, I was wondering how to. It's very different strokes for different folks. So you have to see the person that you're talking to. Some people, and that's the expertise of a preacher, is that you assess where the person is at. For some people, you know, the only way right now is to give them prashada. For some people, you know, probably the best thing is they will enjoy a good kirtan. And you have them come. Some people may be real Christians and they may not be interested. And so for them, you may have to say, it's so really nice that you're so God conscious. And so I pray that you always praise the Lord. Because in reality, whether they chant the name of the Lord that they may know, whether they're Muslims or Hindus or Christians, whatever Jewish background. But if we encourage them to chant their names of the Lords that they're familiar with, then you're also showing a very, you're showing your character. Just like sometimes when we're out on Sankirtan, how do you feel when a Christian says, Jesus is the only way, and they come out and with that kind of bandwagon they go on? How do you feel about it? It doesn't feel good. You get a certain impression about them that you kind of would like to stay away. But if you are, and it's not just a matter of techniques so that we use such techniques. Sometimes we may use that. But in such situations, you may really see that, okay, they're attached to them, then that's good. Then let us encourage them to praise the Lord in their way. But if there's a discussion happen, then you can, if they're inquisitive, then you can have a nice discussion, expressing them different things. Yeah. Yes, Govinda Prabhu.
One day I was listening to the Asa Puja offering of Niranjan Maharaj, and he was talking about this point of disciplic succession. And in his offerings, his disciples, one of them said some beautiful point, and Niranjan Maharaj, he was very mesmerized by this point, and he asked this question. He's been asking this question: why does Krishna consciousness work? Like, what is one thing? He was trying to boil it down. Why does it work? Because he sees so many, devotees transform, and he said, and he boiled it down. because of disciplic succession, because it's passed down to the right channel. If you don't get it to the right channel, you won't get the right product. And
There is one, I forget, maybe Nitai would remember, Nitai Goranga. What is that? Parichaya Palena, through the results. Huh? Yeah, Palena, yeah. You recognize something by the results. And that's what it is. That's why Prabhupada started saying, we need another Bhagavad, because it has to be a succession, and there is results. So for us, it's for us who are practitioners, we have to really be very mindful, is that when we are going out and preaching, that we don't add or subtract from what we have. Because if we add, we and speak from our realization, personal realization, not that we are robots. No, actually, Vyasadeva spoke, and then Sukadeva, who heard from Vyasadeva, spoke to her and specifically described that Shukadeva Goswami's Bhagavatam, what he heard from Vyasadeva, as a disciple, his was and he repeated what his spiritual master and this father spoke. That shows that the own personal life is very important that thing. Not add or subtract. Any other? Yes,
Yeah, I was just thinking, when we as followers of Lord Chaitanya who want to follow in his instruction,